A very good morning to all my dear students. I feel very glad to start my physical class of social science. You people have been learning through online, offline previously all the four different segments of social science. In that, what are the four different segments? Can please let us have a recapitulation. What are the four segments you've been learning? Please tell me. Geography, history, political science, and this year we have added economics. Am I right? So each and every segment of this particular social science will give you a great knowledge. Whereby geography, we would like to focus today on geography. What is the essence, what is the importance of geography, why we need to learn geography, what are the things exactly the geography will include, what are you going to get or what are you going to learn. In 9th class geography, we all have to see. Geography, you know pretty well we belongs to the system, we belongs to solar system. And Earth is one of the important planet of the solar system which is supporting life. Because it is having right amount of air, atmosphere, water, lithosphere. All these domains of the Earth are supporting the life to exist on the planet Earth. Now, if we go deeper into the detail, so like our planet Earth has been divided into two different important bodies, water body and also the land lithosphere bodies. Am I right? Entire water body we can divide into 5 major oceans and entire land mass we can divide into 7 different continents. Am I right? Now, can you please tell me the list of the continents very fast, right from the largest? Asia first. Asia, Africa, yeah, North America, South America, Europe, yes, Antarctica, and last one, Australia. So we know like Asia is the largest continent, whereby Australia is the smallest continent. Africa is known as a dark continent. North America and South America together we call them as USA. Europe and Asia together we call as Eurasia. So we know all the complete prehistory. Now, what 9th class is focusing? Like in our 6th grade, 6th, 7th, 8th, we have learned about different continents and their importance and their location and extent and different geological features of the earth. Now, 9th class syllabus purely focuses on our country, India. Which country do you belongs to? India. India. Fine. Do you know the speciality of India? Can you anyone say? So India is also called as a subcontinent. Which like we belongs to which continent? Please tell me. India is a country, but we are part and parcel of Asia continent. Am I right? Asia is one of the largest continent, and India is one of the part of it. Now, like some of the students responded me that we often India is also called as a subcontinent. Very good. Why it is called as a subcontinent? Yeah, it is having a country, India is having all such features which a continent should have. We have the diversity of physical features, we have cultural diversity, and we have language and religion diversity. And if at all you check, India is standing which position in its size? 7. Exactly correct. So India is having 7th position if you check the size, and if you check the population wise, we are standing 2nd position. All these features are making our country India completely separate and unique body, and often our country is referred as a subcontinent. Okay, now, so are you all excited to learn more about India? So our 9th class geography really will tell us or gives you total knowledge where exactly India is located, means the location of India, size of India, and different landforms of India, physical features of India, what are the different drainage system we do have in India, climatical conditions, all the geographical features of India we are going to learn in our grade 9. Can we start beginning of geography grade 9? Yes, give a round of applause and let us start learning about our great India. Now, India. Now, as you said, India is located in the Asia continent. But which part of Asia? Exactly. So, India is located, like if at all you check, India is a country in Asia continent, and and it is situated in southern part. Southern part of Asia. Southern part of Asia. Very good. Now, so we have understood India is the seventh largest continent and it is situated south part of Asia. Now, you have to even understand the size. Okay, we have understood the location, where exactly it is situated in the continent. But now this is what I would like to explain with the help of a map. Okay, now please just focus. Now India, if at all you check, you have to understand what are the boundaries of India, where exactly it is located, what are the latitudinal extent. Okay, so we have completed one point. It is located in the south part. Now, which hemisphere is it located? Is it located in the southern hemisphere or the northern hemisphere? So, India is located in the northern hemisphere. Northern hemisphere. Very good. So, it is located in the northern hemisphere. Now, you know very well, if it all like our earth has been divided into different heat zones, or there is a latitude which is dividing earth into two equal halves, the equator. Am I right? So above the equator, whatever the area you are going to find, that is called as northern hemisphere. Now just check. This is our earth, and earth is divided into two equal halves at 0° interval. What is that latitude, Nana? It is equator. Equator, it is the equator which is dividing earth into two equal halves. Now where is India is located? This is called northern hemisphere and this is called the southern hemisphere. So please tell me, where is India located? Is it located in the northern or southern hemisphere? Very good. India is located in the northern hemisphere, and you have to understand one important point. There is a latitude which is dividing India into two equal halves. Please tell me, what is the name of the latitude? Very good. You have, what is the interval? Please tell me. What is the interval? So, yeah, 23.5 degree north. So, north latitude is called as Tropic of Cancer. Tropic of Cancer. Tropic of Cancer is dividing India into two equal halves. The north part, it is called North India, and the southern part, it is called South India. So it is only for identification purpose I am saying, because map pointing you have to learn in this manner. Understood? There is a latitude which is dividing earth, our India into two equal halves at 23.5 degree north latitude. Can you tell me the name of the latitude one more time? Tropic of Cancer. Yes, we have understood the location. Okay, so India, our India is located in the northern hemisphere and it is a part of Asia, and 23.5 degree north latitude is dividing India into two equal halves. Now we have to understand the latitude and also longitudinal extent. So what are latitudes? What are longitudes? You have to really recapitulate earlier.
Vertical.
Yes. Yes. Now this is the earth, right? So what are these called as, students? Latitude. So what lines? They are the vertical or horizontal lines? The horizontal imaginary lines which divides the earth into different intervals are called as latitudes. Okay. Now what are longitudes? Now do you think that one more feature you have to understand? Latitudes will never meet with each other. What is the usage of the latitudes? We can find out the location of that particular area with the help of latitudes. All this pre-knowledge you have received in your earlier classes. But that is very important to know the location of India. Understood? Now come back. We have understood how many total latitudes are there? We have totally 180 latitudes. Totally 180 latitudes are there. In the north side, 90 latitudes, and the southern hemisphere we have 90 latitudes. Understood? Now, one more imaginary lines are there on the earth's surface. What are they? Longitudes. Very good. So, longitudes. Longitudes are the imaginary lines which goes completely vertically and they merge at? They merge at poles. Very good. Who said poles? Very good, good going. So you are remembering. So they are called longitudes. So longitudes will meet at poles, at North Pole and the South Pole. They are completely the vertical imaginary lines which are drawn on the Earth's surface. Now what is the use? How many total longitudes are there? Yes, come on, 360. Yes, you are right. Totally we have 360 latitudes and 180 in the west and 180 in the east. Latitudes you are going to find in north side and south side, but longitudes in the east side and the west side. Understood? Now, what is the usage of the longitudes? Longitudes, with the help of longitudes, we can know. Very good. We can know about the time. Students, we know like there are different parts of the earth. Okay, different continents, different countries. But all the time is not similar in all the parts. Now it is India, now it is in the morning. Like I hope that many of your relatives are staying abroad. If at all you check US, do you think is it morning or evening for them? It is completely night. It is the time of night for them, because what is the movement of the earth affecting the time? What is the movement of the earth affecting the time? There are two movements of the earth, right? Rotation and revolution. So it is the movement of the earth, that is rotation, through which we are going to find the different amount of timings, and also days and nights are forming due to the movement of rotation. So what is going to happen is, with the help of these imaginary lines, we can find out the location of the area, and point number 2, we can tell the time of the area. Students, previously, long ago, when there was wheel was not invented, wheel, understood? Okay, are you able to follow? When transportation was not there, we were limited to only certain particular area. But after the invention of different aids of transportation, roadways, railways, waterways and also airways, definitely we need to know the location. Exactly how exactly we are traveling, where exactly we are traveling, what is the distance, okay, which direction we all need to go. So all this information will be given to us in a better way with the help of latitudes and longitudes. Now understood, right? So what are latitudes and what are longitudes? Now get back to our topic. Now you have to understand that what is the latitudinal extent, what is the longitudinal extent of our India. So we have completed one point. 23.5 north Tropic of Cancer is dividing our earth in the middle, and it is dividing India into two parts. So north side North India and the south side South India. So you have to understand now how many different latitudes are passing through India, how many longitudes are passing through India. That is very important. Now please tell me, first we would like to see the latitudinal extent. Now if you check, this is the tip, this is Kanyakumari, you know, right? Yes. So this is the tip of our South India. Now 8 degree north latitude, our India is extended between 8 degree north latitude to 36.5 degree north latitude. Please mark, please tick. Everyone please open page number 3. In page number 3, in map pointing, there is India map is given. So what you have to do, please put a check mark. What is the latitudinal extent of India? Please reply me louder. 8 degree north latitude to 36.5 north latitude. Understood? And 23.5 degree Tropic of Cancer is running through middle of the India or the center part of India, or dividing India into two equal halves. Understood? Now we have understood about the latitudinal extent. What about the longitudes? Different longitudes are passing through India, right? So if you told, you check. Okay, the longitude 68.7 degree east latitude to 97.25 degree eastern latitude. Now please tell me, India is located in the eastern hemisphere or the western hemisphere? East or west? East side. Okay, India is located exactly, now I will tell you with this height. Okay, so this is 0 degree. This is India. Okay, Nana? I will try to draw it. Okay, so this is Tropic of Cancer is dividing India into two equal halves. Okay, India is located in the northern hemisphere and it is in eastern hemisphere, north and east. Understood? Now let us get back. Now what are the longitudinal extent? Already I have said. So 68.7 degree eastern latitude to 97.25 degree eastern latitude. So please remember, this side it is west and this side it is east. So where exactly India is located? India is located in the northern and eastern hemisphere. If you check Asia, so like India is located in the southern part of Asia. India is located in the southern part of Asia. And 23.5 degree Tropic of Cancer is intersecting, or it is running in the middle of the India. If you check the latitudinal extent, India is extended between 8 degree north latitude to 36.5 degree north latitude. And one more time, if at all you check longitudinal extent, longitudes. So 68.7 degree longitude to 97.25 degree east longitude. This is actually longitudinal, longitude. These are longitudes. Okay, longitudes. These are longitudes. So these are C. Okay, this is latitude. So like this, different latitudes are passing. Okay, understood? So what is the latitude? Means horizontal lines. 8 degree north to 36.5 degree north latitude. Longitudes from west side I'm just telling it is in the eastern hemisphere. From Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh, if you check, it is the longitude extent. The number is 68.7 degree longitude to 97.25 degree longitude, eastern longitude. You should understand. Now let us check the distance. So from north to south, what is the distance, Nana? So India is spread around 3,214 kilometers. So everyone please put a check mark in your textbook. So if at all you check the distance from north, this is north side of India, right? This is north, this is south, and this is east, and this is west. So if at all you check the distance between north to south, India is extended, or the distance between north to south is 3,214 kilometers. In the same way, if at all you check the width from west side to east side, so it is like the distance is 2,933 kilometers. Is this point clear? Everyone have understood the latitudinal and longitudinal extent? Students, now please tell me, if at all, like most of the India, the southern part of India is situated in which zone? Which zone? Deccan Plateau and? Yes? No, I am just erasing this particular point. You have to understand it. One more thing.
Western Ghats.
So can I erase? Everyone try to understand what I am trying to tell you. This is equator, Nana, and this is Tropic of Cancer. Okay, and this is our India. Okay, this is tropical. Now, so 0 degree to 23.5 degree, what is this zone called as? Torrid zone or tropical zone. What is zone? What is the zone? Tropical zone. And north part, north side, it is situated in temperate zone. What is the zone? Temperate zone. Temperate zone, and this is torrid zone. This point you all have to understand. Check the climatical variation. You don't find the highest amount of temperature in North India. You're going to find completely the pleasant climate, and as well most of the mountain ranges you are going to find in the north part of India. So now winter season is running. We are going to find a complete moderate climate. We are not finding completely cold or frozen. If you go and check in Delhi or else like Jammu and Kashmir or what are the other places, so if at all you check their temperature, the temperature will be completely down comparatively as South India. Why? What is the difference? So India, like the location of India will affect the variation of climate in India. Understood? Because the South India is situated in the torrid zone and North India is located and situated in the temperate zone. So torrid zone means South India will experience hot and humid climate. Hot and humid climate we are going to find in South India, and if at all you go to North India, you are going to find comparatively moderate climate, neither very cold nor very hot, because of the situation and the location of India. Understood? Now all the points are clear. Let's check the neighbors of India and let us see the map pointing by learning the neighboring countries of India, and also what are the exact different countries are located. Now students, if at all you check, our India is called as peninsula. Why it is called peninsula? Louder. Very good. So India is a peninsula because we have actually completely 3 sides of water. Now whenever a map pointing is given, whenever you need to understand the location or physical features of any particular country or the continent, you need to understand first the cardinal directions. Okay, what are the 4 different cardinal directions? North, south, east, west. These are called the major cardinal directions. So let us learn our India location with the help of these cardinal directions. First point, you all have to understand that India is a peninsula. What do you mean by peninsula? Peninsula means India is covered with 3 side water and 1 side landmass. So can I know what exactly is located in the east side, south side and the west side? What do you find in east side? Bay of Bengal. Very good. In east side you have Bay of Bengal. Wait. And south side, can you tell me what is the ocean? Indian Ocean. The south we are going to find Indian Ocean. Students, you have to remember one more point. So this is Indian Ocean is the only ocean which is named after a country. Please, we have 5 oceans: Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean. Yes, tell me. Pacific, Atlantic, Indian, Southern, Arctic. But there is only one ocean, Indian Ocean, which is named after a country. Understood? Now, I don't know which ocean is there in the west side. Arabian Sea. Very good. Arabian Sea. So, let me recapitulate. India is a peninsula which is covered by 3 sides of water. East side, Bay of Bengal. South side, Indian Ocean. West side, Arabian Sea. And we have some group of islands in Bay of Bengal. Can you please tell me what are those? So what are they? Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Okay? And even in the Arabian Sea. So what we have? Lakshadweep Islands. Now can we check our neighbors quickly? Yes. Very good. Now let us learn from the south. We have a country which is near to us. Very good. So our neighboring country in the south side is Sri Lanka. And you know that there is a narrow channel which connects India to Sri Lanka. What is that strait known as? Piyusha is looking into textbooks. It is called as Park Strait. What is that called as? Park Strait. Park Strait. See, all my students are definitely could be interested of different mythological stories. When Rama and actually Lord Rama, he used to rule Ayodhya. Okay, during actually his course, he has promised his mother that he will be going for Vanavasa on the order of his father. So he has traveled from Ayodhya to different places. But Ravana, what he has done, he captured Sita and he has taken to Lanka. Okay, so there was a sea between, there was Indian Ocean. In order to reach from India to Sri Lanka, they feel that Rama, with the help of all Vanara, they have constructed a dam. So that particular dam is nothing but our Park Strait. It is like I am trying to just connect our geography with history and also mythology. So even all our scientists really don't know how exactly this particular strait has been formed. So in order to reach from India to Sri Lanka to get back Sita, all the Vanaras under the guidance of Rama, they have constructed a pathway that is nothing but our Park Strait right now. Okay, whatever maybe there is a link of like India to Sri Lanka, that is called as Park Strait. Now we have completed our neighboring country of South India is Sri Lanka. Now quickly, because as it is a peninsula, I don't have anything in the east and west immediately. Then let me go to north. So north side, if at all you go for the sub direction, please tell me what are the sub directions, students? North. Yes, tell me. Northeast, northwest, and the southeast, southwest. Very good. Okay, chalo. Let me quickly go to this. I am very happy that you are remembering or you remember what all the things I have explained. So, can I draw? This is the north tip. Okay. Can I address all these points?
Yes.
Now, this is okay. What is this direction, students?
Northeast.
Okay, fine, right. This direction is north, west, and this direction is northeast, and this is east. No. This is east. This is east. Just remember, this is completely. It is not in the south. It is there in the middle. We just call it as east direction. Okay. Now let us quickly find out. Now we have completed our Sri Lanka. Now previously, like there was a partition. There was a partition happened in 8th class in 1857 revolt. The distribution or the division of West Bengal we have checked. Bengal is divided into East Bengal and West Bengal. The East Bengal again got its name as Bangladesh. Very good. What is the country now? What is the neighboring country now in the east side? Bangladesh. Bangladesh previously, I am going to do it. Bangladesh previously was a part of India. After arrival of Britishers, okay, they have done the partition of Bengal province, Bengal state into two, East Bengal and West Bengal. West Bengal is a part of India till date. But East Bengal, what happened of East Bengal? East Bengal has converted into Bangladesh. Do you know the reason why, students? So Bangladesh was having a huge population of Hindus and Muslims. And East Bengal is the state of Hindus or Muslims? Very good. Bengal, previously East Bengal was the state of Muslims, which later converted as Bangladesh, and West Bengal was a part of India which was occupied by most of the Hindus. So at the time of independence, Bangladesh was under very good. Bangladesh was a part of Pakistan. I think you students have watched Ghazi movie. Yes. If not, just go and watch at least for 10 minutes. Ghazi, a very beautiful story. You will understand about Pakistan and also Bangladesh or East Pakistan. It used to call as East Pakistan. Pakistan and East Pakistan. But now, presently, it is not under the effect or influence of Pakistan. It has become an independent country and it is called Bangladesh. Okay. So, yes. Yeah, I'm continuing. I'll come. No.
Are you going to the next section?
No.
So can Padma Priyaman wants to take the class?
Yeah, after this she can join. Okay. So Bangladesh. So understood, Nana? East of our country, our neighboring country, Bangladesh is situated. So in east side, what we have? Bay of Bengal, and just if at all you go near to above east side, you have Bangladesh. And one more country is there. Please tell me what? Myanmar. Very good. Myanmar. Okay, we have completed the east side countries. Now let us go for which direction? North, east. North, east. So can you tell me what are the three neighboring countries we have? Yeah. And what is this? Nepal. Very good. Then what is the smallest country? Bhutan. China. Our enemy. Understood? But whenever you are doing map pointing last year, what I said, what you have to do, you have to write everything like name of the countries in capital letter. Can you tell me the spelling? And what you have to do, you have to enclose that in box, okay, and drag an arrow if it is required. But here no arrows are required because we are just giving the marking for a larger area. So in Nepal also the same way you can give box. And here Bhutan is a very small area. So what I have done? So arrow and then just include that in a box. Understood? Now get back. Now we have completed the northeastern states. Now we will go and find out the northwestern states. So please tell me who are these? Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Tajikistan. If at all you go above, but we try to mention Pakistan and Afghanistan. With this, almost we have come to the end of the chapter number 1. Is it easy or difficult? So one more time, let me recapitulate. You please give me the quick answer. Where is India located? Asia. India is located in the northern hemisphere and the southern side of Asia. Which latitude is dividing India into two equal halves? The north portion is situated in the temperate zone, and the south part is located in the torrid zone. And you have to understand, India is a peninsula surrounded by three side water. In the east side, Bay of Bengal, south side, Indian Ocean, and the west side, Arabian Sea. Understood what is the latitudinal extent? India is located between 8 degree north latitude to 36.5 degree north latitude, longitude 68.7 eastern latitude to 97.25 eastern latitude. Understood? Now what is the distance? Distance you tell me. So if at all you check the distance from west to east, it is 2,933 kilometers. And if at all you check the distance between north to south, 3,214 kilometers. Understood? Now let us quickly check the peninsula like map pointing. East side we have Bay of Bengal, south side Indian Ocean, west side Arabian Sea. And the neighboring countries. South side we have Sri Lanka, east side we have Bangladesh, Myanmar, northeast we have Nepal, Bhutan and China. Northwest we have Pakistan, Afghanistan, Tajikistan. Understood? So I want you all to quickly go through. After getting back to home, it's your homework that you need to complete all the question and answers. Tomorrow I am going to explain you the next concept. I hope everyone is clear. Is there any doubt? No. Definitely. And one more thing, you have to buy a map and do the map pointing. You have to submit your map, right? So that's all for today, and meet you all tomorrow, right? Thank you.